Hello, it's been a while. I haven't really done this in a couple years, but figured I'd start back up today doing the Cuivre River, the Big Sugar Trail, Big Sugar Creek Trail at Cuivre River State Park in Missouri. This is during the COVID-19 pandemic, so there's actually a lot of people out here today, honestly. I'm surprised by how many people are out here, but yeah, figured I'd come out here and get in a little bit of hike. I think this is only like a 3.9 mile trail. Real short, but you know, it's what you do when you can't do anything else. I realize I haven't shot anything for the channel with this new camera yet, so I don't know how the stabilization is on the S9. Probably not all that great. Need to invest in one of those like little handheld gimbal things that you can put your phone on. That would be pretty interesting. But yep, it's not too muddy considering the amount of rain that we've gotten lately. Most of the trails that Skye and I have been on have been virtual mud pits. Last time we came here, actually, we went to, I'm trying to remember what trail it was. It was here in this park, Lone Spring Trail, I think. And that trail was muddy for sure. You know, considering the fact that it's early to mid-April at this point. We're just now starting to see some buds on the trees. But yeah, today's temperature is in the 70s. So figured I'd get some shots in. Take advantage of this nice day. Like I said, there's not a lot you can do during the pandemic. But luckily, we can do this. Yeah, this camera's not all that good. Yeah, a couple of years of flooding, high waters through Missouri have really sent a lot of trees down. They had to spend quite a bit of time doing some clearing and burning too. It's definitely been a mess these for a couple of years, but they're just now sort of getting everything kind of back into order, getting their trail maintenance where it should be. That's the blazes you want to look for when you're coming out to the Big Sugar Trail. Blue. This is actually one of the more popular trails at Cuivre River, so it's pretty easy to find and pretty easy to do. There is a family in front of me. Up the way a bit. I'm trying to stay back from them, you know, social distancing and all. They're going a bit slower than I am, though. That's okay. Well, it is for now. I am on a schedule. Should have done 1440 by 1440. Can't believe that's what the center of this is. Oh well. Would I want a square video? Trying my best to keep this steady. I'm not doing my steady cam walk though. There, now I am. It's hard to do going downhill on a trail, especially having to go over logs. Oh, well, I got ahead of the family. They were kind of down in a little creek. Oh, I had to climb about, I don't know, 75 feet in a kind of a short distance. I don't have the lung capacity I used to. That's for sure. Say, my heart's not really racing, and I have plenty of energy. It's just as hard for me to get my breath. That's what 2 years will do. I think the last video that I made for the channel was our last section hike to the AT. That was, yeah, it was almost 3. I mean, that was, this Labor Day would be 3 years ago. We've done a lot. And I wouldn't say a lot of hiking, but we bought a house and sold our old house, did a lot of other things. And I guess you could say, like, toward the end of last year and kind of this year, we've been picking up the pace a little bit. Skye and I were planning our return to the AT this month. Had our vacations all booked up, had our ride secured, had our course plotted, and then coronavirus happens. And there went those plans, so we're just making do with what we can now. But last year, Skye and I took a vacation out west, and we saw a lot of sights. We went to Custer State Park, the Black Hills, hiked around there, had a great time. That was an awesome place. We definitely intend to go back. And then we also went to Yellowstone for an evening. We were going to stay longer, but it was so busy. We hadn't made no plans, no arrangements. We were actually going a day early because of the rain we were getting in South Dakota. So we're trying to get away from that. Ended up seeing the Prismatic Spring. That was about it. And from there we went over to Idaho, and then we went down to Salt Lake City and then to the Grand Canyon. Finish up our vacation, we then jetted like due north back up to South Dakota and spent another like night or two at the campground that we initially stayed at. And it was a good time. We ended up hiking a certain trail up to a place called Little Devil's Tower, and that was really good. That was really cool. Now, we drove past the actual Devil's Tower, but we didn't stop at it because we were trying to make time to get to Yellowstone. If we ever go back up there, I intend to stop there. It'll be really cool. But it was my wife's first time going out west, so she had a really good time. I did too. This summer, we're planning on going back out there too. Not to South Dakota. I think we're going to go to Oregon. But I'm trying to get her to get 2 weeks off so we can spend a pretty good amount of time out there. We'll see how that pans out, but yeah, should be interesting. Oh. You know, the only downside to the Big Sugar Creek Trail is that there's just not a lot of sights compared to a lot of the other trails in Missouri. Even the other trails in Cuivre River. Had I thought about it before I left home, I would have went to Mark Twain State Park. I haven't been there in ages, but this is the best I could do on short notice. kind of feel odd. I feel like I should be continuing to go. I don't have a lot of time to spend. See, my old lady is an essential worker, so she couldn't take the day off. So I have to go pick her up from work back in the state of Illinois. And for those of you who don't know, all state parks and conservation areas in the state of Illinois are currently shut down. So in order to get any hiking in, the wife and I have to drive to Missouri. A little bit of water makes me wish I brought Skye. It's way too hot for her. Way too hot for her. I was thinking about it, but yeah, she would have had me turning around halfway through. But I do have to keep a good, kind of a brisk pace going. I mean, it's not even 4 miles, but it's going to be an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes or so before I get back to her office. So it's not like I have a whole lot of time to stand around. But that's what trails like this are for. Good little short, easy trails to get your hiking in and not spend an entire day doing it. Some of the majesty of Missouri, I suppose. Okay, now it's recording. It was recording. I must have stopped it. I accidentally started it and then I accidentally stopped it. I guess that's the creek proper. Trying to hold it steady with one hand as I climb. Okie dokie. Whoa. No, that's not safe. Mud. I'm kind of shocked that I haven't seen a snake yet. I'm usually running across them by now. Yeah, this is definitely the creek. It's funny, I'm doing like really slow pans thinking it's recording 24 frames per second. Too used to shooting with a cinema camera. Oddly enough, I've been getting my fill lately of shooting in the woods. I've been running around with a friend of mine shooting a sizzle reel for a movie that he's pitching to a studio, and it's a lot of running around in the woods with a camera bigger than my cell phone. It's got me kind of a little prepared for doing this again, I'd have to say. I don't know how long they've been here. I wonder. This is just me testing. Oh, that's just a picture? Oh, no. Okay. Pause. Oh, I have to say that being a big guy and going hiking when it's like warm is it's kind of hard. Hard for me. It's only like I think 75 or 76 today, but man, it's like the first warm day of the year, like kind of warm day, like mid 70s, and oh, I'm feeling it. I'm not ready for it. Not ready for it at all. But it's still good to get out and, you know, hit the trails. Do a little bit of hiking when you can. Oh, shit. Kind of one of those things like, you know, if this whole coronavirus thing keeps going, which I don't think it is, but if this coronavirus lockdown and quarantine keeps going, I wonder how much longer the parks in Missouri will remain open. So that's one of the thoughts that keeps me kind of coming out here, because I don't want to miss out on any opportunity I have to get some hiking in. It always does the mind and the soul good. It's just wish I wasn't so big half the time. It'd be a lot easier to do what I love. Well, this is interesting. Whole different look we got going on here. It's kind of what I like about Missouri trails is you start doing one thing and then next thing you know, you're somewhere completely different. Oh, I'm probably shaking like crazy. Oh, now I'm in the thick of it. Hope I went the right way. It was blaze blue. I don't remember this trail. I think Sarai and I have only been on this trail like 3 times in the past 6 years. Maybe twice, I don't know. Well, I was in the sun, or in the shade. Shit. I was in the shade. Now I'm back in the sun. I'm gonna be a crispy critter by the time I get done. I knew that it was supposed to be sunny today, but I don't know why I didn't bring any suntan lotion. I don't know, maybe I thought it would be overcast, but I can already feel myself burning. Well, starting on my summer tan already in early April. Well, I guess this is it. I didn't realize I was going that fast. Looks like I'm coming to the end now. I mean, maybe I've got like a few more 100 feet, but I don't see the Jeep yet. I'm on like there's kind of like a little road that kind of goes in, that the trail branches off, starts from, and that's what I believe I'm on, so I guess this is it. Okay, so that few 100 feet turned into a few thousand feet. But I can see the vehicles up here now, so yeah, that's it for Big Sugar Creek Trail. I guess the last stretch is just, you know, a road like that for about, I don't know, half a mile, I'd say. But it's all right. It was overall pretty good. I mean, I made great time with, let me see, 1:30. Yeah, I did this trail in an hour and a half. So, you know, if you're looking for a quick trail, it's kind of hard to beat that. An hour and a half. Get the juices flowing, get out into nature. Now I'm going to spend exactly that same amount of time driving home. So, yeah. See you around and have a good hike. I don't have a catchphrase or anything like that. It's just